Yo, it's your boy, contrary to the KIDD. It's the kid, baby. You already know what it is. I'm back with another beautiful broadcast for the people. Today's video is going to be about paganism and witchcraft, spirituality, Christianity, Catholicism, how all of these things tie together, where the term paganism came from, how they're trying to scare you and make you think what your ancient ancestors did was evil because they didn't understand it. How what astrology is, meditation, crystals, all the new age things, you get what I'm saying? If these things are evil, what paganism is, if these things are witchcraft, what witchcraft is, where these terms came from, derived from, where you got these ideas from, who created them, and all of that. Yeah, so stay tuned for the beautiful information. I need y'all to like this video. I need y'all to subscribe to the channel and give Big Contrary a hug. Welcome to the family. Hey, you ain't subscribed? Hold up, subscribe. So, you here? All right, man, you give Contrary a hug. You already know what it is. Go ahead and share this video so other people can receive the light. And leave me some hearts down below in the comments so I know that you messing with me, baby. It's Big Contrary. Let's get into the video right now. Okay, so what a lot of you Hebrew Israelites and religious and used to be religious people don't understand is the science and spiritual understandings behind the practices that our ancient ancestors did, right? Just like how the people who discovered them didn't understand the practices and put a judgment on them or assumption or programming on those things. So did you follow it without even looking into the things that they are saying are evil and without understanding the science or spiritual understandings behind these things? That's like me telling you that the sky is blue and you ain't even looked up yet. You know what I'm saying? How you just gonna believe the sky is blue without even putting it in the research and observation to see if the sky is even really blue or not? So they done told you the sky is red, and I'm finna show you the sky is blue right here, okay? So we just finna get into it. The term pagan, so-called pagan, because people who they call pagans don't identify with being a pagan. The term pagan originated in medieval Europe between 500 AD and 1500 AD by Christians, okay? I want you to look that up because what y'all got to understand is that a pagan is nothing more than a derogatory term for persons holding religious beliefs other than the three main religions: Christianity, Islam, or Judaism, which is actually all one religion split up into three different compartments, okay? So what I'm telling you is that around this time, these people created a derogatory term for people who don't believe what they believe. It's that simple. So if you are not a part of these three main religions, if you are a part of any other religion or atheist, you by term and definition are a pagan. They said that a pagan is a Satan worshiper or a Luciferian. But if you look up the term in the actual definition, that is actually a new word, because what they're speaking on, that is they're calling paganism, has actually existed for hundreds of thousands of years. You feel what I'm saying? And we only know this because of the carbon dating on the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? The different structures that were built, that it was, you know, much older, thousands, hundreds of thousands of years older than this time period here. What y'all got to understand is that a lot of this stuff is new. Y'all think it's old, it's ancient because it happened around this time. No, this is nothing compared to humans' history. They're trying to fit everything in the 60 or 6,000 year time period. No, that's not what it is, okay? We should understand that by now, okay? We got to understand also that polytheism is an indigenous understanding, okay? That there's many everything, great everything. But that does not mean when they're saying many gods that they're not saying that there's only one God, right? So that might not make sense to you. Let me break it down. They're compartmentalizing different pieces of the one God that is everything. So if God is everything, right? So you're looking at, so there's nothing that exists that is outside of God, okay? Everything is God. We have to come to this understanding. Once we understand that everything is God and there's nothing outside of God, we got to look up and see, okay, well, that means that everything I look at is God. So the sun is God, the sky is God, I'm God, you're God, the tree is God. Everything literally is God. In the Bible, even in the Bible, it says that good and evil, I, God, create all of these things. I, God, became all of these things. God is everything. You got to understand that everything is God's creation and God is within every creation, because there's nothing outside of God. To say that something is not a part of God is to say that something is, I mean, that's impossible. That's not God. The definition of God is everything. God is everything. It's not a being. It's not an entity. It's energy itself. It's consciousness and awareness itself. Understanding that everything is energy and everything that makes up the world is God. Okay? You got to understand this. So when So when they believe in so-called many gods, they're compartmentalizing different energies within the one God. That's why if you look at a God chart, it always goes up to the top and there is one symbol there. It's not a being, it's a symbol right there, which it has something to do with the sun, but we ain't got to get into that, okay? I'm just telling you to tell you that when they talking about many gods and they talking about these planets and stuff, they're talking about different energies within the one God. They're not saying they're actual gods like the religions of today. They're not actual physical gods. They're different elements of nature that God has created or energy, you get what I'm saying, that God has created and became. And they're compartmentalizing the energy. Because if God is everything, that means the devil is God as well. So the reason we say in Jesus' name or in Christ's name is because the Christ energy is the righteous energy within God. You get what I'm saying? There's lower aspects of God and higher aspects of God. So once we come to this understanding that the planets and the different star systems that they're referring to as God, because they're not actual physical gods, they're referred to things in nature. We also got to come to the understanding that these things are conscious, that the planet is conscious, that the sun is conscious, that all things, we're in the living realm and all things are living. So we have to understand that things that are living, consciousness, give off energy that affects other consciousnesses. You got to understand this. So when they're saying this planet is doing this or the God of this, what they're really saying is the consciousness coming off of this compartment of energy, which is a specific part of God. This energy affects other energies or consciousnesses in this manner. That's why they say this. So they say that, this is is a God of love and fertility. They're just saying that they're referring to the energy that has to do with fertility. You get what I'm saying? It's not an actual physical God. So once y'all get that in your heads, then y'all are getting somewhere, okay? Now, when you thinking of paganism, what y'all really thinking of is probably Baphomet and Satanism, okay? You have to understand that all this is a star upside down. This isn't a coincidence. This is what we created. We were talking about the 5 elements: spirit, earth, air, fire, and water, spirit being ether. You get what I'm saying? So they took our star, which is ancient, and they flipped it upside down around 1897. This is all new. Paganism, the term, the understanding of witchcraft, all of this is new. None of this is ancient. You have to understand that what came before is what's right and correct. And how we're living now is upside down, which is why everything they do is upside down. The LGBT flag is the chakras upside down. They literally take everything upside down, okay? So they took our star, made it the symbol for the Baphomet, or, people would look at it as Satan or the devil. This is all neo-paganism. This is new paganism. And guess where this paganism that you are referring to was created? It was created in Europe. This is Europe ideology. This Baphomet stuff, this Aleister Crowley stuff, this is all Wiccan witchcraft. The difference between what our ancient people were doing and what these people were doing is that they're calling what conscious manipulation of energy, which is just manifesting your reality in a conscious way. And they want us to manifest reality in an unconscious way as they guide our minds so that we create the reality that they want us to create for ourselves and everyone around us, because we're a collective consciousness. They want to guide our ideas so that we manifest a certain reality. This is conscious manipulation of energy. This is conscious manipulation of energy. What you got to understand is they took our righteous manipulation of energy, flipped it upside down, and that's where you get the Wiccan witchcraft religion from, because they are doing devilish things, demonic things. What they're doing is manipulating energy in a negative manner. So what you're not understanding is not only can you pray for somebody, you can also pray for somebody's downfall. And that's one of what they say in the Bible not to do. One of the sins is to never pray for somebody's downfall. Why would they say that if it was impossible? It's because the energy that you put out will be felt. You got to understand energy is a very real thing. You can't see it or touch it, but you can feel it. So if I put out negative energy towards you, then that would be me participating in Wiccan witchcraft or summoning demons or all of that weird stuff. You get what I'm saying? But this conscious manipulation of energy can either be done in the righteous manner or in a unrighteous manner. You have to understand that there's two sides of the coin, and they got everything from us except for they flipped it upside down. It's very simple to understand. I wish you would get this. The original depiction of the Baphomet, 1856, Baphomet first mentioned in 1098 by Crusader Anselm of Ribamont. Look that up, dog. I don't know what that is. I wrote this down. Worship by Knights of Templar, elite Freemasonry. This is what you're talking about when you're talking about paganism. This is not what meditation is not. Is not. You can call it paganism because it's spirituality and not a religion. Okay, and they created the term. It's not witchcraft. And if witchcraft is the conscious manipulation of energy, then not all witchcraft is Wiccan witchcraft, the witchcraft that is bad. I wouldn't even call it witchcraft. You got to understand that they put certain names and certain ideas on things to make you scared to even interact with it. So if you don't know what's right and what's wrong, you just say, throw it all away. But they're really building this off of something else that you should be a part of, which your ancient ancestors were so great, the greatest civilization ever created. These ideas, they don't want you a part of it, they want you scared of it, they want you to think it's Wiccan witchcraft and Satanism and all of that. Baphomet, European invented deity, later embraced by various occult and mystical writers, Aleister Crowley and all those guys. What they say? Europeans conjured up a deity from the energies of ancient archetype Set. Not only that, I forgot about this. They're creating the idea of Satan off of a so-called God, because we didn't believe in physical gods. We believed in nature or netter. We believe that everything that makes up the world is God, and these different compartments, basically serve different purposes to, within God. They actually got it from one of our gods, which was a compartmentalization of energy, the energy of war, revolution, rebellion, protection, defense, fearlessness. They call him the god of chaos, fire, deserts, protector of raw trickery, storms, envy, disorder, violence, balance to Horus. Okay, so you got to understand that they're speaking of a specific energy that exists in the world, and some of these things are necessary. Everything that exists is necessary. You're just using them in the wrong ways. War and revolution and rebellion and protection can all be very good things. Okay. Defense and fearlessness. Okay. You got to understand. And then, God of chaos, which is, unorder or disorder, but there are always two sides of the coin. So they took Set and then turned Set into Satan, and then basically drew up this character based off of what we made. And then they made it evil. Now, this was neither good or evil. Every god or every energy serves its purpose in the universe, and everything is required for the world to go around. Okay. So understand that your ancient ancestors had over, I believe, 5,000 to 9,000 gods or something like that. Different compartmentalizations of these things. I got to get into astrology too real quick before I end the video. So, because it's very important. You got to understand that astrology, and I already went on this already, astrology is just the consciousnesses of the planets and different star systems, the energy coming off of that affecting your center of observation, which is the planet Earth. Okay, so these different planets and stars and star systems give off different energies that affects your consciousness and how your mind works. You gotta understand that everything is waves. Just because you don't see it or touch it or feel it doesn't mean it's not there. We're only experiencing 5% of the spectrum, the light spectrum. Okay, 5%, 95% of the light spectrum we cannot see, touch, feel. It's not sensible. This is why they said that they had sun gods, and this god represents the moon, and this god represents Neptune. They're not talking about actual gods. And when they so-called prayed to these planets, they were literally sending energy, conscious manipulation of their reality and energy. They were sending energy to these different compartments of nature, or God, to get a desired result, or to understand how the consciousness of the people on the planet would act according to the consciousnesses and energies given off of these different planets, gods, star systems, whatever you want to call it. It's all just different forms of energy. You have to understand it. So conscious manipulation of energy is what they're calling witchcraft. You got to understand that conscious manipulation of energy can either be righteous or unrighteous. Meditation, crystal work, same thing. The crystals are conscious. The crystals have energy that affect you. That's why they believe in these different crystals and elements like gold that amplify your energy and your field of energy. Okay. I believe your electromagnetic frequency. Okay. This is your aura. This is why ancients wore gold. I learned that from young Pharaoh. Go check out the king. Anyways, I'm just here to let y'all know that, because a lot of y'all people thinking that what we doing or what the ancients doing or is evil or paganistic because they tricked you. And not only that, y'all thinking this new age movement is new age. What y'all not understanding is that we're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of illusions breaking. We're in the age of finally learning. We're in the age of revelation. So when you're saying this is new age information, this is ancient information. What y'all been following for the last 6,000 years is new age, because 6,000 years, before 6,000 years, there was hundreds of thousands of years of different dynasties and kingdoms and people, bro. It's a lot of stuff that predate Christianity, and all of the figures in the Bible come from our ancient people, because you cannot create something that you have not seen or experienced before. And these were the first people on the planet to have an advanced civilization. So everything would have to come from them because of this fact. You got to understand this, man. I'm very passionate about this. You got to understand that you Hebrew Israelites, you religious people, I'm sorry that y'all gotta understand the science behind where these things come from and why they call what paganism, and why the ancients called themselves God, because God is everything. The consciousness within you is able to manifest reality just like any other consciousness around. You get what I'm saying? Just like planets and different people and animals manifest their own reality because of the God within them, their mind, their consciousness, the energy within them that is making them to experience this reality. Okay, so with that being said, I want y'all to know, I don't know. I already said what I want y'all to know, man. Love, man. I love y'all so much. This information is very important. So if you could share this video, like the video, so that people can see it. Comment down some hearts below so that I know that you're messing with these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Become a part of the family. Understand that I love you so very much. And thank you for watching another beautiful broadcast. Love.